It is late at night. The house is finally quiet. Your cat jumps up onto the bed, curls into that perfect little loaf beside you, and you reach out to give them a slow, gentle stroke down their back. And then you see it. A soft snowfall of tiny white flakes drifting down onto the dark bedsheet. You look closer at their fur, and there it is. Dry, dusty white dandruff scattered all along their spine and near the base of their tail. If you are watching this right now, you have seen those flakes. And I know exactly how confusing and frustrating it is because you brush them, you bathe them, you buy the expensive stuff, and a few days later the snow is back. But what if I told you that the flakes on your cat's back are not really a skin problem at all? What if I told you that you do not need a $50 medicated shampoo, and you do not need to fight your cat into a bathtub they absolutely hate? What if I told you that the real secret to a smooth, shiny, flake-free coat is sitting right now inside your kitchen, and it takes one single scoop added to their bowl to start clearing it in days? If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you saw the promise. And today I am going to show you exactly how to keep that promise. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am your neighborhood veterinarian, and in my clinic, dry skin, flakes, and dull coats are some of the most common things worried cat parents ask me about. And almost every time, they tell me the same thing. They say they have tried everything on the outside, and nothing sticks. And that is exactly the problem. Because dandruff in cats is almost never fixed from the outside. It is fixed from the inside. As a holistic-leaning vet, I do not just want to hide the flakes for a week. I want to fix the root cause so they never come back. So today, we are doing a complete masterclass on clearing your cat's flakes for good. Grab a notebook, because I am going to show you exactly what is causing those flakes, why everything you have tried so far has failed, and the one simple scoop you can add to their dinner tonight to start turning it around in a matter of days. If this is already making sense to you, do me a small favor and subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so you never miss these simple, natural cat health guides. Let's start with the truth that most cat parents never hear, and it is the mistake almost everyone makes. When we see flakes, our instinct is to attack the outside. We brush harder. We buy the medicated shampoo. We wrestle our poor cat into the sink for a bath they will resent us for. And here is the heartbreaking part. Cats are not built for baths. Bathing a cat too often actually strips the natural protective oils right off their skin, which dries them out even further and makes the flaking worse, not better. So you are working so hard, spending so much money, and the entire time you are fighting the wrong battle on the wrong battlefield. Because those flakes are not just dry skin. They are a signal. Your cat's skin is one of the largest organs in their entire body, and it is completely dependent on what happens on the inside. When the coat turns dry, dull, and flaky, it is your cat's body waving a little white flag, telling you that something deeper is out of balance. And in the vast majority of cases, it comes down to 3 hidden causes. The first hidden cause is dehydration. And this one is enormous. Cats descend from desert animals. In the wild, their ancestors got almost all of their water from fresh prey, which is around 70% moisture. Their bodies were never designed to drink large amounts of water from a bowl. In fact, a cat's thirst drive is naturally very weak, because for thousands of years they never needed one. Now look at what most house cats eat every single day. Dry kibble. Dry kibble is only about 10% moisture. So when a cat eats nothing but dry pebbles, day after day, year after year, they live in a state of quiet, chronic dehydration. Let me give you a real example from my clinic. A worried owner brought in a beautiful gray cat covered in flakes along the spine. The owner swore the cat drank plenty of water, but the cat was on an all-dry kibble diet, and when we added moisture back into that bowl, the flakes started fading within 2 weeks. Because the very first place that dehydration shows up is the skin. When the whole body is short on water, the body prioritizes the vital organs first, and the skin is left last in line. The skin cells dry out, they die too quickly, and they flake off in that fine white dust you see on their back. That gray cat, by the way, went from a spine full of flakes to a smooth, shiny coat in under a month, and the owner did not buy a single new shampoo to do it. The second hidden cause is a lack of healthy fats. Your cat's skin barrier, the protective layer that locks moisture in, is built almost entirely out of fats called lipids. Specifically, it needs omega-3 fatty acids to stay soft, flexible, and sealed. Here is the problem. Dry cat food is loaded with omega-6 fats, which are inflammatory, and very short on omega-3 fats, which are soothing and protective. And even when a bag proudly claims to contain omega-3s, those delicate oils go rancid and useless within days of the bag being opened and exposed to air. So even if you are buying a premium food, by the time the bag has been sitting open in your pantry for a week, those beneficial oils are essentially dead. Your cat is eating a diet that is quietly starving their skin of the exact building blocks it needs to hold moisture and stay smooth. I see this constantly. An owner tells me they spend a fortune on the fanciest food on the shelf, and they cannot understand why their cat still looks dusty and dull. And 9 times out of 10, it is not the price of the food. It is that the delicate fats their skin needs are either missing or long dead by the time the food reaches the bowl. A dull, flaky coat is very often the very first visible clue that your cat is running low on these vital, healthy fats. The third hidden cause is the gut. And I know this sounds strange because we are talking about the skin. But stay with me, because this is the part almost nobody understands, and it is the whole reason your cat's flakes keep coming back no matter what shampoo you use. Now, before we go deeper into that gut connection, do me a favor and hit that like button if this is already opening your eyes, because it genuinely helps this channel reach more cat parents who are dealing with the exact same struggle right now. So here is the gut connection, and this is where it all clicks together. Around 70 to 80% of your cat's entire immune system lives inside their gut. The gut is home to trillions of tiny bacteria that make up what we call the microbiome. When that microbiome is healthy and balanced, your cat absorbs nutrients properly, calms inflammation, and grows a soft, glossy coat. But dry kibble is cooked at extremely high temperatures to make it shelf-stable for 18 months on a store shelf, and that intense heat destroys almost all of the living, beneficial bacteria in the food. On top of that, kibble is bound together with cheap carbohydrates like corn, wheat, and potato, which break down into sugar inside the body and feed the wrong kind of organisms. When the gut becomes unbalanced like this, your cat stops absorbing the very fats and nutrients that build healthy skin, even if those nutrients are technically listed right there on the label. The skin gets starved, inflammation rises, and the result shows up right there on their back as dry, dusty flakes. Sometimes you will even see a bit of greasy dandruff along the tail, or a coat that just looks dull and lifeless no matter how much you brush. So let me make this crystal clear. The flakes are not the disease. The flakes are the symptom of a dehydrated body, a fat-starved skin barrier, and an unbalanced gut. And this, my friends, is exactly why shampoos never work for more than a few days. You cannot scrub a coat clean from the outside when the real problem is happening on the inside. I remember an owner who came in nearly in tears. She had tried 4 different shampoos, a special brush, even a humidifier for the whole house. And her cat's back was still covered in white flakes. She thought she was failing her cat. But she was not failing at all. She was just aiming at the wrong target. The moment we shifted our attention from her cat's coat to her cat's bowl, everything finally began to change. But do not worry, because now that we understand the real cause, I'm going to give you the exact simple plan to fix it. And the centerpiece of that plan is one single scoop. So let's talk about the scoop. If I had to pick one single ingredient that clears cat dandruff faster than anything else on Earth, it is a fresh, high-quality source of omega-3 fatty acids. And my absolute favorite way to deliver it is pure salmon oil, or a small mashed sardine. Let me explain why this works so fast, because the science is beautiful. Omega-3 fatty acids are nature's most powerful skin medicine. When you add them to your cat's bowl, they get absorbed and carried straight to the skin, where they rebuild that dried-out, cracked skin barrier from the inside out. They lock moisture back into the skin, they calm the inflammation that causes the flaking, and they bring back the natural oils that make a coat shine. Within just a few days, that dry, dusty coat begins to soften. Within a couple of weeks, it starts to gleam. This is the scoop the title promised you, And it genuinely is that simple. There is no fighting, no bath, no cone of shame, no stress for you or your cat. You are not covering up the problem with a fragrance or a spray. You are actually rebuilding the skin from its deepest layer, one meal at a time. And the best part is that this same scoop that clears the flakes will also make their whole coat softer, shinier, and healthier along the way. Here is exactly how to use it. If you choose salmon oil, look for 100% pure salmon oil kept in an airtight pump bottle in your refrigerator, so it does not spoil and go rancid. For an average cat, one small pump or about a quarter teaspoon poured over their food is perfect to start. Cats usually love the taste, so this is one of the easiest additions you will ever make. If you prefer whole food instead, buy plain canned sardines packed in water with absolutely no added salt. Take one small sardine, mash it up, and mix a little into their meal just twice a week. That alone delivers a powerful dose of pure omega-3s and clean, natural protein that your cat's body will devour. But please hear this important vet warning, because this really matters. Omega-3 is a fat, and if you suddenly give your cat a large dose, you will give them an upset stomach or loose stool, and you will be cleaning up a mess you do not want. So you must start tiny. Begin with a single drop or a small piece of sardine, and slowly work your way up over a week or two. Slow and steady always wins this race. We are now at the halfway point of this masterclass, and if you are finding this genuinely useful, I would love for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell because I release these natural cat health guides every single week, and I would truly hate for you to miss the next one. Now, the scoop of omega-3 is the star of the show, but if we want those flakes gone for good and gone forever, we have to support the two other hidden causes we talked about. So let's build the complete bowl together, step by step. Step 1 is to fix the dehydration, and this is the cheapest fix in the entire world. You need to stop feeding a completely dry bowl. The simplest thing you can do tonight is to add moisture directly to their food. If your cat eats dry kibble, start mixing in a spoonful of warm water, or even better, some plain unsalted bone broth, and let it sit for a few minutes so the food softens and soaks it up. This gently forces the hydration their skin desperately needs, and it makes the meal smell more appetizing too, which is wonderful for picky eaters. And if you can, transition part of their diet over to wet food, because wet food naturally contains around 70 to 80% moisture, which is exactly what their desert-born bodies were designed for. One quick but very important warning here. If you buy bone broth from the store, you must flip the box around and read the label. It has to be unsalted, and it absolutely cannot contain onion or garlic, because both onion and garlic are highly toxic to cats. When in doubt, just simmer some plain meat and water at home in a slow cooker. It is cheap, it is safe, and your cat will adore it. And here is a little bonus tip while we are talking about water. Many cats hate drinking from a still, stagnant bowl, because in the wild, still water often meant unsafe water. So consider adding a small pet water fountain. That gentle moving stream encourages far more drinking, and every extra sip is more hydration reaching that dry, flaky skin. Step 2 is to rebuild the gut, so your cat can finally absorb all of that good nutrition you are now giving them. For this, we add a probiotic. The easiest way is a tiny spoonful of plain, unsweetened yogurt or plain kefir, which are packed with the friendly, protective bacteria your cat's gut is missing. This friendly bacteria helps calm the internal inflammation and helps their body actually use the omega-3s you are now feeding them. So the two work hand in hand. But once again, you must read the label carefully. Never buy vanilla, fruit-flavored, or diet versions, because they are loaded with sugar and sometimes contain an artificial sweetener that is extremely dangerous, even deadly, for pets. It must be 100% plain and unsweetened, with nothing else added. And here is a crucial point for cats specifically. Many cats are lactose intolerant, so if dairy upsets their stomach, skip it completely and simply use a high-quality cat-specific probiotic powder instead, which you can sprinkle right over their food. It does the same job without the dairy. And there is one more gentle helper I love for flaky, irritated skin, and it works from the outside in a safe, soothing way. A tiny amount of organic, unrefined coconut oil. Coconut oil is rich in something called lauric acid, which is naturally moisturizing and soothing to dry, irritated skin. You can offer your cat a small dab, about the size of a pea, mixed into their food. And here is the magic for cats specifically. Because cats groom themselves so thoroughly all day long, that little bit of oil naturally spreads across their entire coat as they lick, adding softness and shine from the inside out, like their own built-in conditioning treatment. Just start with a tiny amount, because too much oil too fast can loosen their stool. We are nearly at the end now, and this final section is one of the most important of all, so please stay with me. Because I need to give you the honest truth, the same way I would if you were sitting right across from me in my clinic. First, here is the golden rule of holistic feeding. Please do not dump all of these things into your cat's bowl on the same night. I promise you, if you suddenly add salmon oil, bone broth, yogurt, and coconut oil all at once, you will be cleaning up a very unpleasant mess tomorrow morning, because a cat's delicate digestive system simply cannot handle that many rich new ingredients at the same time. The beauty of this approach is rotation and patience. Start with just the scoop of omega-3 and nothing else. Give it a full week. Once their stomach is happy and settled, gently add one more helper, like the moisture, and then later the probiotic. It takes only 10 extra seconds a day to prepare, but the results are life-changing. Slow and steady is not just gentler, it actually works far better in the long run. And second, and this is a real vet warning I truly need you to hear, these gentle, natural remedies are wonderful for the most common kind of cat dandruff, the everyday dry, flaky coat caused by diet, dehydration, and an unbalanced gut. But flakes can occasionally be a sign of something that needs a real vet's hands and cannot be fixed in the kitchen. If your cat's dandruff comes with intense scratching, scabs, hair loss, red or angry-looking skin, greasy yellowish patches, or if the flakes actually look like they are moving, which can be a sign of a mite parasite sometimes called walking dandruff, then please do not rely on kitchen remedies alone. Take them in to be seen right away. And if your cat is overweight or older and simply cannot twist around to reach and groom their own back anymore, that can cause flakes too. And that also deserves a gentle conversation with your vet. Knowing when home care is enough, and knowing when it is not, is one of the most loving and responsible things you can ever do as a pet parent. So let's bring it all together. Those white flakes on your cat's back are not just dry skin, and they were never going to be fixed by another bottle of shampoo. They are a message coming from the inside, telling you their body needs more moisture, more healthy fats, and a healthier, more balanced gut. And you can answer that message with one simple scoop of fresh omega-3, supported by a little added moisture and a good probiotic. Within days, you will start to see that dusty coat soften. Within a few weeks, you will run your hand down a back that is smooth, glossy, and finally free of that little snowfall. And best of all, your cat will feel so much more comfortable and content in their own skin. No more itching, no more dusty snowfall on your dark clothes and your bed sheets, just a happy, healthy, glossy little companion curled up beside you. Being a cat parent can feel overwhelming sometimes, and the simple fact that you sat here and educated yourself tonight proves just how deeply you love your little companion. So if this masterclass gave you hope, and if you are ready to try this simple scoop, please do me one last favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another one of these natural cat health guides. It genuinely helps this channel reach and protect so many more cats around the world. Give your beautiful cat a gentle scratch under the chin for me tonight, and I will see you in the next one.